Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Archana Shukla. I'm an educator, author, curriculum head, and teacher trainer also. I'm working as a headmistress of a renowned school in Gurugram. Today's topic, as ma'am has already announced, that proactive classroom management. We all, as an educator, understand that managing a classroom is becoming bit difficult nowadays, day by day, as the students are becoming very aggressive or their behavior is being changed day by day. Circumstances and social media and situations around them, surroundings around them are responsible for this. So I would like to start this session with the first of my slide. Just watch this slide and tell me, what do you see? Just imagine, since you are not able to answer here, just imagine, what do you see in this picture? This picture is very, very interesting picture. I see two things. I'm sure you might have seen many more things. So why I'm starting with this? Because before starting about the proactive classroom management, it is necessary to understand the proactive. What is proactive? Who are the proactive people? So if I see this picture, I'm just going to elaborate this picture. Look at this picture. I can see two faces. One is a beautiful princess with a crown and a shawl, and another an old lady. Can you also see both the pictures? Both the pictures? But what did you see at the first? What your first sight said? That determines what actually our actions will be in our life. I'm going to show you one more picture. This is a simple exercise for everyone. Look at this. What do you see in this picture? This is a picture of a classroom. Many times it happens that we also observe our classes in the same way. Can you connect it with your daily life, educators? Some of you can see that this is the rest time. Some of you can see maybe this is very boring class. Some of you might see that, okay, it's their leisure time. Whatever they want to do, they are doing. So it's actually the way we see the classroom. And accordingly, we take the action to prepare ourselves to deal with such type of students. Okay. I want to show you this video. Please watch this video very carefully.
Ma'am, the sound is not very clear, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's a silent video.
Okay, fine.
So as you watch this video, if I ask you, what have you noticed? Okay, we have noticed that there is one prospective student, the student who is willing to take admission in karate classes, or you have seen a class where a Guruji was there. Guruji wanted to show him the another way, but the child became aggressive and he was ready to fight. He was ready to show his talent in front of his teacher. Then again, teacher showed the way that there is another way to enter the classroom. Many times it happens with us also. It's not necessary. Many times we misunderstood the things about the student, about our colleague, about the teachers, and that shows our behavior, that reflects in our behavior. We became aggressive and we became reactive. So we are not supposed to. We are supposed to focus on the things which are directly not visible to us. And this is actually called paradigm. So paradigm is the pillar of being proactive. So what is paradigm basically? Paradigm is the things, the word we see, not only in terms of visual sense of sight, but in terms of perceiving, understanding, and interpreting. Whatever we perceive, the way we see, whatever we perceive, we understand accordingly. And the way we understand, we interpret in the same way. And according to all these things, perceiving, understanding, and interpreting, actually, we take actions, and that actions can be reaction also, and a positive action that is called proaction or proactive, being proactive. So the paradigm is the thing which actually help us to decide our behavior, and this paradigm shift makes us proactive. How does this make us proactive? There is a cycle which I wish to show you. I wish to discuss, because without that, we cannot move towards the classroom management. Look at this cycle. I need to discuss about this paradigm and perceptions. As I told you, the way we see the things, the way, in the same way we behave. So this paradigm and perception actually proceed towards our thought process. If we see the things in a negative way, definitely our thought process will also be negative, and accordingly we understood the things. If I have made some idea, some thought process about a child, that the child cannot do this thing, definitely we will start looking the child's action in the same way, and accordingly we start behaving with the child, and that becomes our habit and the way we be. The same happens with the child also. It's not about only teachers, it's about everybody. Suppose a child has suppose being a teacher, being an educator, one day you scolded the child for certain things without telling the reason. Second day again you scolded the child without telling the reason. The child will make a mindset that teacher hates me or teacher doesn't behave properly. So our behavior, educators' behavior, teachers' behavior will start reflecting into child's behavior, and that will become the child's habit and our habit also. And in the same way, that child will start behaving in against you. The child will start thinking this teacher cannot, it can never think about my well-being. So being a teacher, we are supposed to think, being a person, actually, being a person, we are supposed to think twice, thrice. We are supposed to look for other options, look for other way outs, try to find out the other things also. Because once we have decided we are not ready, if we are not ready to change our paradigm, we can never ever be the proactive. So this cycle is very important to understand how the paradigm shift makes us proactive. Coming to the next thing, I'm going to show you this picture. I'm sure you have seen this picture also. You have observed this picture also in your classrooms. So what do you depict from this picture? If I ask, just analyze. Being an educator, what I can see happy faces. I can see at the last bench an indisciplined child also. I can see the engaged classroom. I can say this is well organized classroom. A teacher has given certain instructions to the groups, and the children are enacting like this. Because if you see the first bench, they are busy in talking. Second bench, they are noting down certain things. Third and fourth bench, they are busy in themselves. So the way we see the classroom, the way we take actions. So basically what I want to say that first of all, initially, we are supposed to think about the paradigm. We are supposed to start thinking in a positive way. The more we will be positive, the more positive result we will get. And this is the only thing through which we can make our classroom proactive. And believe me, if you are able to make a proactive classroom, you can get the output the way you want, you wish. So what is being proactive mean? That is the important. I'm sure you have understood till now. First and the foremost thing is, if I talk about proactive people recognize that they are responsible. They actually never ever blame the circumstances, the conditions, or the conditionings for their behavior, for their classroom's behavior, for anything. If you are proactive, you will take responsibility. And if you are ready to take responsibility, you are not blaming for anything to others. You will be the best one in your day. Now, the proactive teachers. What do proactive teachers do? That is the most important. They act in advance. They actually plan their day. They plan their lessons. They are ready to deal with the difficulties. They know what kind of difficulties they can face when they enter in the classroom. And accordingly, they control their expected occurrences, and they do not allow any mishappening happen because they are planned and prepared. What is proactive approach? There are two approaches, proactive and reactive, no doubt. Sometimes, but rarely, reactive approaches also work to deal certain limited kind of students. So proactive approach is when teacher tries to eliminate a problem behavior before it becomes a problem. It happens only when teacher is active, when teacher is proactive. And I will discuss about how can you be a proactive, what are the things you are supposed to do. The reactive approach is basically when teacher deals with the behavior when it becomes a problem in the classroom. Suppose I'm taking two examples in this case, proactive approach and reactive approach. One thing that you have already that kind of bonding that nothing, any mishappening, like any kind of fight or any aggressive misbehavior will not happen, will not be caused by any student in your classroom, because you have that good relationship. What is reactive approach? Reactive approach means, okay, children have fought, they have argued, they have created mess in the classroom, and then you are going to resolve that. That is reactive approach. So if we will focus on the proactive approach, definitely we will become a more successful, more effective educator in the classroom, teacher classroom. So what do proactive people do, or what do proactive teachers do? That is the most important thing to look at this. This circle shows that there are three circles. The innermost circle says that things that you can control. The second circle says that things that you can influence. And the outermost circle says that things you cannot control. The more this circle will increase, innermost circle will increase, your outermost circle will get reduced. Its circumference will get reduced. So where we are supposed to focus? We are supposed to focus on the things that you can control. And what are those things you can control? You can control your behavior, your self-care skill, your personal goals, your boundaries. You know what you can do. Okay. Can you control the rain? No, not at all. But you can carry umbrella to control that, to save yourself. So the thing which you can control, which is in your control, is carrying the umbrella. But you cannot control the rain. You cannot control. Okay. Second situation. What you can control? You can control your behavior. How you are going to wish others. The moment you are entering in the school, you are entering in the school bus, you are wishing, you are greeting the people. That is your behavior. That is in your control. But can you control your colleague's behavior? Can you expect that she or he will also respond in the same way? No, that can be your concern only. And your concern can be reduced only when your circle of control is actually in your control. The more your circle of control, the more you work on your circle of control, the more you will be able to influence the people. And the more you will influence the people, your circle of concerns will get reduced day by day. The same happens in the classroom also. So what are the things you can control? You can talk to the students. You can discuss the problems. These are the things which you can control. The moment you will start working on these things, you will become the favorite teacher of your students, and that is called your influence. And the moment your circle of control and influence will get increased, your circle of concern means your problems will get reduced and resolved. So basically, the proactive people work on their circle of control and influence, not on the circle of concerns, because they cannot control that situation. So what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to work on our circle of control. Okay. This is a very funny picture, I know. And I've asked a question, which picture depicts you? Don't answer, just analyze. These pictures are taken from different various classrooms. Teacher, maybe sometimes we also become angry, but analyze. Analyze and go back to your classroom. In which situation you got the better results? You got an organized class. Just think and analyze. This picture I have taken just to reconnect you from your classrooms and from your behavior. I'm sure everyone has got the answer. Coming to the next slide. If I ask you to draw a plant, what will you draw? In my teacher training sessions, I have used this activity and I got fantastic results. I have got different results, different outputs. Why? Because some teachers, some educators drawn tree. Some of them have drawn creepers. Some of them have drawn climbers. Some of them drawn herbs, shrubs. So I found different results. But why it is so? Because my instruction was not clear. My instruction was to draw a plant, and everybody was correct because I have asked only to draw a plant. I have not categorized them to draw a tree, a herb, a shrub, or a creeper or climber. Nothing. So they were right. The same happens in our classrooms also. Since we are not planned, since we have not given proper instructions, so we also get the same output, same result. I have one more slide for you the same way. Look at this picture first.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt you. We have only 3-4 minutes to go because we need to take
Sure,
up
ma'am.
the questions.
Sure, ma'am. It will get over in 3-4 minutes. So this picture shows that every child is different because they are saying that you told me behave properly. You didn't say how. Everybody is behaving properly according to them. So our instructions must be clear. This is one thing, one basic rule of proactive classroom. So what are the features of the proactive classroom actually? That classroom must be active, well organized, happy, as I discussed, responsible and responsive also, disciplined, attentive. They must be good listener. They must be engaged, motivated, supportive, ready to accept challenges and enthusiastic. And how come this possible? How can we make this classroom proactive? That is the important thing. So there are two ways. One thing, relationship strategies. So what are the relationship strategies? You are supposed to connect with the families. The more you will be connected with your families, you will be aware about your child. You are supposed to greet students regularly. Don't wait for the students. You are the leader. You are supposed to tell them how to greet. Chat time. You are supposed to interact with the student. You are supposed to talk to your child. If you, the more you talk about their things, their positive things, definitely they will be more connected. And your positive reinforcements definitely work very, very well. And you are supposed to write thank you note also for their hard work. You are supposed to their work, appreciate their work. This is the person relationship strategies which fantastically work in each and every classroom. And again, no doubt the procedural strategies also there. So in that, definitely your lesson plans, how you are setting up rules mutually, your non-verbal clues, how do you communicate, how do you plan your lessons, how you begin the classroom thoughtfully. That is the most important things. So these are the procedural strategies where you are supposed to work. But first and foremost, you are supposed to work on the relationship strategies. If your relationship strategies are perfectly going on, definitely your procedural strategies will also work. And this is the way how you are create a proactive classroom. This is the well organized way, well planned, well, I have already used all these things in my classrooms also. So this is one thing based on the teaching. This is proactive teaching learning cycle. If teacher has a belief in his or her student, that shows, that reflects in the teacher's action, and that becomes the student's belief. And if once you have created that belief system in the student, definitely you can observe their actions, and that shows the result, that becomes your outcome and the student's outcome also. So basically, these are the things where you work. So this is called proactive classroom management. These are strategies which you should follow. Now, since I have less time, so I'm just leaving this session here. So it's time to your story. Pravina ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So
Now
thank you. Stop sharing the screen so that audience can have a better view of you, ma'am. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am. Just a second.
Thank you. So the first question is, you have covered most of the points, ma'am, but I would like to repeat the questions because they have posted it. Can you share specific strategies you can use to establish a positive and inclusive classroom environment from the beginning of the school year?
Ma'am, as per my experience and my understanding from last 16, 17 years, one thing that the way you talk to the students, your first interaction with your students help us to deal and to establish any kind of inclusive education system as you wish to. So if you talk about the strategies, the first thing that again I will focus on the relationship strategies, the way you talk, and in first week of your schooling, in first week of your session, you are supposed to interact with your parents also.
Okay. So in what ways do you incorporate clear expectations and rules to prevent behavioral issues before they arise?
Okay. So the moment when you start talking to the students, we got to know about the positive and negative things. Ma'am, we are matured enough, we are educators, and we can get an idea. Like if I'm talking to you, I can feel about you. I can see, I can experience. I know what are the things I can discuss with you.
Okay.
So the way, yes, ma'am. So the way we talk about the student, sometimes we notice that suppose there is a child who doesn't talk, but the more we talk to the child, he or she becomes open in a week. And the more we will be connected with the families also give us idea and give us output about the child. So it becomes easy to understand, and accordingly we make teaching strategies and the plans. If child is shy, definitely we are supposed to go through another method. If child is very active, hyperactive student, in that case, we are supposed to give them extra work, extra co-curricular activities. We are supposed to involve the child. So accordingly, we take actions.
Okay. So how do you handle potential conflicts among students before they escalate into more significant issues?
Potential conflicts. Okay. So one thing, ma'am, if I take an example of my own teaching strategy, there was a child, there was a child, he was unable to write, but somehow because of his age, he was got admission, because we cannot stop the admissions in the schools. So we had to take the admission. But now we are supposed to work on that child. So we started giving extra practice, extra worksheet. We connected with the parent. We have decided to give that child 2 levels down the worksheets.
Okay. So
And with
coming to the technology, ma'am, how do you integrate technology and other tools to enhance your proactive management strategies in the classroom?
Okay. Technologies, if I talk about, there are many subject wise. If I go about, we can use smart classes. We can give the tools to the students. They actually, if they are guided properly, they actually work fantastically. Suppose I can take an example. With the example that becomes very easy. Suppose any topic which we cannot show them practically, we cannot go with the help of any activity. In that case, definitely we can use smart boards. And many times to make them sometimes students get bored. Sometimes they say that we are not ready to, actually in current scenario it happens that they are not ready to, ma'am, don't teach us now, we are tired. So in that case, judiciously, wisely, we are supposed to take decision of smart board. We can show them, we can teach them with the help of a smart board. We can teach any topic, being its language, being it science or maths. We can show them any story, we can show them any video, and now we can discuss the concept which actually we wanted to discuss. But for that, again, pre-planning is very important. we are supposed to, proactive teachers are ready. They are always ready with these things, that if the situation will arrive, what they are supposed to do, how they are going to deal with.
So, what measures do you take to address potential bullying before it becomes a serious problem, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am, potential bully, if I say, I talk to the student. I'm working as a headmistress also. I have worked as a teacher also in the approximately more than 16, 17 years. And when I was teacher and when I am headmistress, I follow the same rule. I talk to the child first of all before being anything. Suppose I have noticed one child is becoming aggressive, and aggression comes in their language first and then in their body language, and then uh, they become very means I can say that they fight with others, physically they involved. First of all, they are verbally involved. The moment I noticed, I talk to the child very politely, very calmly. Maybe sometimes I cook stories also, that it happened in when I was child. The same happened with me. Same happened with my brother or something. Maybe the real story, or I cook stories also. I connect with the child and try to understand where the child is facing problem. Many times it happens the problem is arising at home, somewhere the child is affected from. In that case, we discuss with the parents, we counsel the parent also, we and accordingly we take actions, we decide, and slowly, it takes time, we counsel the child, it takes time, we motivate the child for his or her uh, small works also, and we try to motivate the child.
So, how do you stay informed about the latest research and best practices in proactive classroom management, ma'am?
Latest research and
Best
pardon?
practices in proactive classroom management. Do you attend any workshops? Since you are a headmistress, do you arrange any workshops for your teachers, educators in your school? How do you stay up to date in the latest practices?
Yes, ma'am. I'm connected with many educators, and wherever it is possible for me, I connect. My teachers also with them. I also try to timely. I talk to my teachers also about it. I discuss with my students also. The more we see the problem, first of all, we find out where they are facing the problem. Whether the classroom management is about the behavior only, or about their studies also. So accordingly, I have a group of educators where they provide this. I can share the link with you also. There is an educator group, IUFE, and they provide workshops also. And I also, as I also conduct the workshops, I got connected with them.
Okay.
So
Last
anybody wish?
question, ma'am.
Sure,
Can
ma'am.
can you discuss any challenges you have faced in implementing proactive strategies and how did you overcome them?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. So if I talk about, there is one child with me in grade 2. Somehow I don't know how he has got admission, or how the other schools have promoted that child. Now the child is 9 years, 10 years old. So we cannot make that child sit in UKG. But the challenge was that we are supposed to teach that child everything. Everything means the behavior also, because that child was during the lockdown, he was at home, and at home he has learned to tackle Instagram, and he has learned some bad habits also from I don't know, from the seniors or from where, I don't know. So now we are working on that child. This is my current situation. We are working that child academically and at behavior also. So one thing that if I talk about, we have made a plan for that child about his meditation. Started with meditation. About a talk time, chat time, we have decided. I personally meet that child every day and have a talk for 5 minutes, 2 minutes. I have started giving UKG book, and I personally check that also. Now there is an improvement in child's behavior also. Parents are also happy. They are supporting us also, no doubt. without parents we cannot do in such cases. So this is one thing where proactive classroom management actually worked a lot. As I told you that the first strategy, that the relationship strategy, worked a lot other than the procedural.
Okay. So thanks a lot, ma'am. School reformer, thank you. And sorry to the audience that we kept you waiting because of the technical glitch.
I'm extremely very sorry for that also, ma'am.
That's okay. So School Journal of Education and schoolreformer.com, thank you for the talk and for patiently answering all the questions, ma'am. We thank the audience too. And anything else you want to mention, Ms. Archana Shukla?
Nothing, ma'am. I would like to thank and appreciate the people who are listening me, and I'm ready to accept their questions if they are asking more questions, and if there are suggestions also. If they have some ideas, as I asked to share their stories, if they have their personal stories or something related that, as I and if they wish to ask any more questions, I'm ready to answer.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll end the session now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.